All right, please, if you can see hear me, can you just react if you can see hear me? Please, if you can still hear me. All right, thank you. You can hear me. So once again, let me go over this. Like I said, my name is Kasali Samson, and today we are looking at using GitHub to display your data analytics skills, and which we have a professional, Mr. Benga Bikoya, who is called Data Doctor, who is also a data analyst. And we have our ground rules, punctuality, participation, having an open mind, respect each one another, one class, of course. We have a lot of questions to answer today and to ask. So your mic is always muted. In case you have any question, let me know. And please raise your hand. And to our facilitator, Mr. Benga Bikoya, is also known as data doctor in the tech space and is a dentist. He was a dentist too, a data analyst with a passion for community engagement and making a meaningful impact. With over 2 years of experience in data analytics, Mr. Benga has spoken on global platforms, including Microsoft Reactor YouTube channel. He currently works as a data analyst at Senior International and has mentored over 15 aspiring data analysts, guiding them to a successful career. Mr. Benga is a YouTuber where he shares insightful content on data analytics and career growth through his channel. So without further ado, I have all the honor to bring in Mr. Benga to the floor. So please, can you just celebrate him and clap for him even as a comfort? Mr. Benga, yes, thank you so much. We are happy to have you in this section this evening. You have the mic
Hello.
now.
Hello, good day, everyone. Okay, I can start now, right?
Yes, sir, you can start.
So
You can start now.
all right. So I presume we can hear me. Good day, everyone. I can see 43 people here. I'm honored to be here. Speaking to almost half 100 people. So my name is Benga Obikoya, and everything about me or the summary about myself is what has just been read or hearing. Aside from the fact that I'm a Chelsea fan, and I love traveling. I love going to new places and meeting new people. That's just by the way. All right. So for today, it's going to be a relatable discussion. It's not going to be tutorial per se. So it's going to be a relatable discussion. It's going to be um yeah, thank you, Temitokwe. It's going to be a discussion, so to speak, right? And I will try as much as possible to be realistic, right? And you have to just be free, just feel free. Any issues you have, you can always mention it right here, or you can contact me on LinkedIn or wherever, my YouTube channel or whatever. All right. So the topic they gave me. So I'm sorry I don't have a slide to share. It was quite impromptu for me. So but I love doing this by the way, so I'll be here anyhow. And so just make it interactive, right? So the topic they gave me here is using GitHub to display data analysis skill, portfolio building. Yeah. So I'm sure a number of us would have done some projects in data analysis. Some people have done projects in Excel, some have done projects in what else now? SQL, whatever the flavor, maybe MySQL or Postgres or whatever. Some people have done projects. I'm sure many people have done projects in Power BI, some in Tableau, then maybe a few in Python, right? Which is very good, a great one at that, right? Because in tech, you cannot just keep learning from the books or going through courses or reading books or something, right? You need to do yourself. You learn by doing. Now, and I would say that is the first hurdle, right? Um, Now that you've done projects, I believe some of us have done projects. Now that you've done projects, what is the next thing after projects? So this is a place where this is a point where majority of people they miss it, right? I would see many people would say, oh, I've done projects now. I've done projects in Power BI. I've done projects in SQL. I've done projects in Tableau, a lot of projects. I would say, where are they? you know, and they'll keep looking at me. Oh, it's on my computer. So that means that it's that computer that's going to give you a job. You understand? So in tech, we need to understand. I wanna let me confirm if you guys can hear me. There's a lot of rain here. Can you guys hear me? Can I get a feedback, please?
Yes, sir, we can
Okay.
hear you. They can hear you. So they are reacting. They can hear you, sir.
All right.
Everyone can hear
Great.
you.
Great. All right. So I was saying, that once you are done doing project, the next thing, yes, I wanted to mention that you see, you learning technical skills, you learning how to code, you know, how to do visualizations, how to build visuals and all those things, dashboard and the like. It's good. But let me shock you. All those things are like 30% if you want to be successful in tech. About 70% of it has to do with soft skills. About 70% of it has to do with visibility, networking. You understand? For instance, now we have people that work in companies in the big tech, like Google, Amazon, Facebook, Netflix, and all those things, right? They are not the best in the world, actually. Where they can be in the top 1% or top 5% or top 10% in the world, right? But they're not really the best, right? But what helped them to that level is their visibility, is their networking. So really is if you are not taking anything out of this discussion, it should be the fact that networking and visibility is much more important than your technical skills. And that's why we are discussing GitHub, documenting projects and all those things here. You understand? So when you are done with your project, what is the next thing? I'm sure a number of people might have been asking themselves, and so what do I do next now? For example, now you see somebody that say, okay, we are hiring data analysts, blah, 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 maybe entry level or something. And you feel like, okay, I've done some projects too, but how do I, you know, pitch myself to this person? So the first step is make sure that you have all those projects in a portfolio. And the portfolio comes in form of GitHub or any other website. GitHub is very popular. It is free to use. It is open source, you know, and all that. So that's where GitHub comes in. So you need to put your projects away, take it away from your own laptop, put it on GitHub, right? And what is GitHub? GitHub is just a platform, right? It's a code hosting platform for collaboration, for you to share, you know, for you to document all the projects that you've done. If you meet me today and you say that, oh, I know Excel, SQL, and Power BI, then I'll ask you, okay, can you show me your work? You would not take me to your laptop, but you would not tell me, oh, my laptop is not here. Well, I mean, my laptop is not here, so I cannot show you. Or maybe when I go home, I'll bring, you know, it doesn't really make sense, right? So GitHub solves that problem for you. You can easily just go to your GitHub, I mean, repository, GitHub profile, just type it on the web, blah, 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 or just give me the link. I will check it out. From there, I'm going to see what you have done. I'm going to see, you know, the Power BI projects you've done, the Excel projects you've done, you know, the SQL projects you've done. So GitHub is the starting point to show yourself that, okay, I think I'm ready for this industry. All right. So I jotted some things down, so I won't go overboard. All right. So today I'm going to show you a step-by-step guide on how to, not how to create a GitHub profile. I want to believe that you know that. And if you don't know that, well, I won't really do that because it's quite easy. You can get that online. That's the truth of the matter. But the places, but these things that I'll be talking about today are stuff that you really might not see so much of it online, right? To be about how to create a repository, those Excel projects on your system, those Power BI projects, how do you put it on GitHub, right? How do you document it on GitHub? How do you make it attractive? How do you make a recruiter look at it and be like, wow, I need to call this guy for an interview? Because that's the goal, right? And that's basically what we're going to do today. So we're going to talk about, and your project majorly, it has what I call an anatomy or a structure of how it's going to be. You see, your greatest strength should be in your documentation. Now, when we talk about documentation, we are saying that you've done a particular project, but you want to show me, how do you explain that project to me? Many an aspiring data analyst or junior data analyst, what they want to do is they want to write SQL code. They want to, build dashboard that is beautiful and, make people wowed, right? But then that's not really the goal of a data analyst. The goal of data analyst is to derive insights, right? And those are the things you're going to put in your documentation. Now, when you want to document your data analysis projects, the first thing you want to start with is introduction. So I'm going to show you an example of my project, one of my projects. And by the way, you can always go to my GitHub link. I'm not sure if the moderator has it or perhaps you can share it. You can always go to my GitHub profile, check the projects there. I mean, you have a number of projects there. I'm still uploading more as I'm doing, as I'm trying to get time to do some side projects. So you see how it's done, but today I'm going to show you. Now, the first thing to do is you want to put an introduction, introducing whoever is looking at your project, into what you have done, why you are doing this project, your aim. Then you move on to the problem statements. What problem do you want to solve? Do you achieve to solve with this project, right? Then you try to mention your skills, the skills that you demonstrated. For example, now, if it is Excel project, you demonstrated some data, no, not that. You demonstrated some, how do I put it now? Pivoting, right? Using pivot tables, you use some functions, if function, and or left, right, mid, all those Power BI stuff. I mean, all those Excel stuff. If it's Power BI too, the same thing. So you want to demonstrate um, your skills that you demonstrated. So you want to list it in that documentation, right? Then up next, you want to mention where did you get your data from? Did you get it from Cargo? Did you get it from anywhere you got it from? Or if it's just, a CSV file from your laptop or something, you put it there, right? Then next, you want to mention how you went about the data cleaning, data transformation. So it's basically all that you did to bring about this dashboard. Did you build model in Power BI? You want to mention all those things, right? And you want it very structured, right? So then you move on to your analysis, your recommendation, conclusions, and all that. So that is just like the structure of how the documentation should be on GitHub. I've seen many people's profile or many people's GitHub profile. They will you just look at their profile and you'll be like, okay, I just did this project, or they'll just put the Power BI file there. Doesn't really make any sense. Then what you're saying, telling me is that before I can have an idea of what you did, I have to download that profile. That Power BI file and start looking through it. What did you do? What did you not do? You understand? So these are the things that will make recruiter be like, this guy is not ready. Good. So I'll share my screen now. So moderator, can you hear me? I can see. I'm going through the.
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Okay. The three dots you said.
Yeah, you should be able to see the share button. It's written share on your laptop by the top right corner of your system.
I can see that. As a data analyst, you have to have eye for details. I should have seen that much earlier if I claim to be a data analyst. All right, so Windows sharing now. Okay. Yes. So I'm not sure if anyone can see my screen now. I'm not seeing my own screen, but
yeah, your screen
you guys can see it, right?
Yes, all right. Your screen is up.
So I don't know. So if you know about, I should ask this question. If you have heard about GitHub, can you please just signify or react? If you've heard about it, can you react? Let's do that in less than 1 minute. Can you react? Abdul Rashid, I can see you. Any other person? No other person. That's serious. So, Okoyemi, yes. I expected a lot of hands.
Everybody's reacting.
Okay, everybody's reacting.
Yeah.
All right. That's
you may not see them.
That's good. All right. Okay, so that is one question. My next question is, if you have opened a GitHub profile, can I see your hand? Can you react, please? Let me see. So I will know the level of those that I'm talking to, right? Yes, people are reacting. I believe many people are reacting. So if you don't have so much knowledge about the background when it comes to GitHub, you can always go online and check it out. I have, a playlist on that on my YouTube channel, Data Doctor. You can check it out there or any other channel, right? And So let me just show you one. So here is my, I believe this is Hop. I believe you guys can see this. So here is my homepage, GitHub homepage, blah 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 blah. I'm not here to explain how to open a GitHub profile, I mean a GitHub account, but just to show you how this is. Now, I opened a project already. This is the exact project that I used to give the tutorial on the Microsoft Reactor. So I just thought to share this. So this is the documentation of data analysis project. You can see it's quite attractive. You know, I don't need to really open a new website to show that. So you can see this. This is the title of my project. So these are the files that I uploaded. You can see all this. And this is the title of my project, confirm stores analysis. Then I put a picture to make it attractive, a little introduction, blah blah blah. You can see how I documented this now. You can see introduction coming first, then problem statement coming next, then skills or components, or concepts demonstrated. You see that. Then modeling, you can see I put snapshots of the adjusted model there. Then visualizations, then I put snippets, right, of the visual that I built, and all this blah 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 blah, right? Then I put little conclusion and recommendation. So there's a lot you can do with Markdown, because this is what we call Markdown language. What you use to write to document on GitHub is Markdown language. Now let me go through. I'm trying to look at the time. Let me go straight to show you how I came about this, right? And I have a project here I would love to share. I would love to document, so you would see it. I believe you can see my screen. So this is just a little Excel project that I did following this. I think the 6 steps or the 6 phases of data analysis: the ask phase, prepare, process, analyze. So there are visuals beside it. Yep. Then share and the act phase, blah blah blah. So now I have this project, this Excel, right? And I want to document it on GitHub. So let's go to GitHub. This is my GitHub. So what do? I have my profile, right? So what do? I come to repositories. Okay, I come to repositories. Okay, so you can see, come here, you can see new. Right, I believe you guys are following me. You can see new, you click new. So what you're doing is that you want to create a new repository. So repository is you want to create a new compartment or a new house, right, for your own project, for this project. So let's say you have another project that is Python or Power BI, then you create another repository, right? So that's basically it. So when you create a repository, what do you want to do? You want to name it. So what do I call it now? Let me call it NYSC project, or let's just say NYSC demo. That's what I want to call it, right? This one is just a description. So this is what will appear in your README file. Let me say this is let me zoom in a bit so you guys can see that. So description, so we have put in the name. Description, I'll say this is a what tutorial, repo. Good. Now you can see next you move on, you see initialize this repository with add a README file. So README file is that file in which all your documentation, you're going to write it inside. So if you don't check this box to show add a README file, then by the time you create a repository, you will not see that file there. That means there'll be nowhere to write anything. So what you want to do is you check this box, add a README file, you leave everything as it is, and you create a repository. Okay, this is asking me to choose owner. That's because, that's by the way, that's because I'm using dual ownership. All right. So create repository. Let me zoom out to show you how it is. Repository created, and this is your repository. So this my Excel file, Excel project will be here. So let's go. Let us edit it. You can see what I said. The title is here. The description that I wrote earlier is here, right? So I want to edit it. This is not what I want to write here. So let me edit it. You come to this pen and you edit. But before we start editing, first thing you want to do is we want to upload. I have some files that I already stored somewhere, which is, let me show you, which is snapshots of all this. I took a snapshot. If you want to get a snapshot, you can use what is called a snipping tool. Just search it on your laptop. I think it should be there. If it's not there, you can find another, software to use to take a snapshot of anything you want to take. I took some snapshots here, which I'm going to post in, in my repository, right? So first thing I want to do is let me upload those things here first. So what do we do? You come to add file. You can see add file here. So you click add file, upload files. Okay, so you want to upload new files. So you can either choose files or you drag and drop. So I have, where is it here now? So you can say, let's do this, or you can minimize this. So these are the files I want to upload, right? So you can click everything here, then you drag it here, and it's going to upload them. So it's uploading them one after the other. All right, so let me also give you a hint. A hint I can give you is when you are naming those files that you want to upload, make sure you don't put a space in between. If I put a space in between, I can find a way to do it, to reference it in my documentation, but try as much as possible to write it everything together. And we've uploaded everything. Let us commit changes, and it's processing the files, and we have the files here. Good. So we have the files here already, right? Now let's go ahead to edit. We come here, we edit. Remember, please take note that the project is in Google Sheets, right? So it makes it easier. If I add the project as Excel, you understand, as an Excel file, I'm going to upload it too, right? Yeah, I'm going to upload it. So let's do this. So let's find a name for it. So the data is actually AdventureWorks data. I want to put a title. I want the title to be big. Now, let me zoom this. A way to know, a way to write title in Markdown. So there should be a Markdown cheat sheet. You can go and check it out. That you can always know the syntax or the language. Now, I want to write a topic or a title, right? What you use to denote a title is hashtag. So when you put one hashtag, it means the title should be very big. When you double it, it reduces the size. When you triple it, it reduces the size, like that and like that. But because this is my first title, I'm going to put #1. I'm going to say AdventureWorks, right? AdventureWorks data analysis, right? So that's going to be my title. Now let us preview it and let us see how it's going to come out. Can you see what I said now? Right now, let's edit again just to show you. I can't show you everything about Markdown. Now I've doubled the hashtag. Let's preview it. Can you see that it has reduced? So let's do it like this. I'm going to say AdventureWorks data analysis. Then I'll come down. I will say double intro. Sorry. So I have an image that I want to put after this AdventureWorks, and the image is part of the files that I uploaded. Now, what I do most of the time is I just say open this one in new tab so that I can always copy. So I need to copy, the name of this file, any file that I need, and bring it in my editing README file. Good. So what I need next is after this title, I want a picture that I already downloaded. So where's the picture? The picture PNG. Yes, you can see this is the picture here. AdventureWorks. You can copy like this. Copy. Now, to put picture in a Markdown is another syntax again. So what you do to put picture is you put an exclamation mark, you put square brackets, and you put parentheses. Good. Now, square brackets is going to take the name that you want to name that picture. But this parenthesis is going to hold the parts of that picture, like the name that I want to copy. This is it. So if you like, you might not put anything here. You can like and put something here, but I'm not going to put anything there. And I'm going to move on and say my network might not allow it to show. Yes, it's not showing. So let's just write everything. I'll change my network and it's going to show. So the picture is meant to show. So that's what we have. Now, after that, I want to put introduction. So I say two hashtags introduction, right? And that is that. Now, I already started some documentation here. Let's just copy this as introduction, so we won't waste time. Go and put it here. So utilizing spreadsheet for data analysis. Here is a link to the Google Sheet. Now, remember I said that the project is in Google Sheets, right? And for Google Sheet, what you need is just the link. So let me copy the link, right? Copy. Now I want to put a link here. Look at what I say. I say here is a link to the Google Sheets. I want this here to be the clickable word. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put here. Sorry. Yeah, I'm going to put here. And to zoom in. Yep. So I'm going to put here in a square brackets, and I'm going to put parentheses beside it. Now, what will be inside this parentheses will be the link to that spreadsheet, and I paste it, and this is how it's going to be. Let's preview it. When we preview, the picture is not showing yet, but look at what I did. Okay, let's come back and put a bit of this here. So good. So you can see now. Look at here. The link is embedded inside this word, and when you click it like this, let's cancel this. We don't want to do that. So let's open this one in new tab. So it opens the spreadsheet for us. Can you see? So it makes it easy for anybody looking through your projects, your documentation, to be able to navigate anywhere you want the person to go. So that's how you go about it. And I hope you can notice the difference between the sizes between these and this due to the number of hashtags that I used. After that, I want to talk about just clear this. I want to move on to, so let me look at my documentation. Let's copy this. Let's copy this and then let's paste it here. Then we amend it. For this one, I don't want it to be like, because I say business would like, before this, I want to put a ask phase. Let's say the ask phase, right? Those that did Google Google data analysis course, they will understand all this ask phase, blah, blah, blah. Now for the ask phase, let's put this here. Now I want to bold this one. So how do I bold it? So I do, oops, sorry. So what I do is I'll embed them inside double asterisk, and you can see. You're gonna see all that. We'll preview everything later because of time. Then next is these two things that I said business would love to see the monthly sales trend. With all these questions, I say A and B. If I like, I can make it a bullet, bullet form. For example, we can say, let's do it like this. I will say asterisk, comma, and I copy all this, right? And I paste it here. You can see, I say enter, I copy all this and I copy it and I paste it here. So let's delete this. So it's all about documentation. Once you do it more often, you're going to understand how Markdown works. And you can see we are building our documentation step by step. You can see these bullets now. You can also do ordered lists just by putting 1 and 2 or 3. So that, by the way, so and all these things. Then we move on to the prepare phase. Let me just copy all these ones, copy. Yeah. So the prepare phase, we paste this, just like I said, we want to put double here, you put double asterisk here. So I'm not going to complete the documentation because of time. So this is what we call a ordered list, right? Ordered list. You can see it here. What else would be important for me to share? Let's move on to analyze, the analyze phase, right? Where I'm going to show you how you're going to put the pictures. Paste this here, or let me just call it visualization. So it's all up to you. The way you visualize your project is all up to you. Just make sure that you have a very good storytelling skill and documentation skill. My aim is to finish by 5:40 because of time. So yes, we want to bring in those visuals, right? So how did you do it the other time? You can see what I did up here. So you can replicate the same thing. So what do we do? So we do exclamation mark, put this, put your parentheses. We come here. Which one do we? Let us copy this one, sales by month. So all these are images. You come into this parentheses, you paste it, right? Again, you can do another one. I'm not going to post all the pictures, but then let's just pick another one. Here, the sales trend, copy it, put it here. Okay. So what else? And of course, you should know the steps of data analysis project. The project cannot just be there; it has to be well structured, right? If it were to be Power BI project, right? If it were to be Power BI project, you will have data modeling, like I showed you, and a number of things. You know, then you have the share and the conclusion phase, blah 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 blah. Space this here, so I did all this because this is the tutorial. For conclusions, I have all my conclusions here. You can just copy everything, as simple as that. And also you can, let me mention some other things so you can see. You can also have emoji, and you say, so when you want to put emoji here, let me say thank you, right? And I want to put a smiley emoji. So I just say 2 columns and I say smile. And you see what we have. We have smile. Now just 1 column is fine. You also can also have another one, and I say that slightly smiley face. I have another one. We can say blush, blah 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 blah. So you can do a lot with Markdown in your README file. So this is how you document your project, and basically this is what you need. Let me preview it. Fortunately, the picture is not coming up. I can change my network now, but I want to mention some things. Now, after you are done with this, right, with documenting your data analysis project, what do you do? What you do is okay, I'm back. That's the sacrifice I need to make those pictures show. All right. I hope you guys can hear me. I hope I'm back here. Let me, do I need to
Yes, we can
share
hear you.
again? Okay, I think I
Hear
need
you.
to share again. Oh, serious. So just, I'm trying to change my network so you can see some of the networks are not showing the pictures. So I just went back to sacrifice some seconds for that. All right. So is my page up? Is my screen up now? I really want to finish by 5:40 because I'm sure there will be a number of questions, so we can take them. All right. So I believe you guys can see my screen. So now I've reloaded it and I have that. Can you see what I did now? Look at the picture that I uploaded. This. So you can, I mean, look for something that relates to the analysis you are doing. I just put this because of the demo. So you can look for something that relates to what you're doing. Is it funnels analysis? Is it cohort analysis? Is it whatever? Right. It can also, I also showed you how to embed links into words, how to segment your documentation into subtitles using the hashtags, and how to do unordered lists using bullets, ordered lists here. Look at the pictures that the snapshot that I took. If you remember, these are present here. You can see. So these are a snapshot that I took. So the way you want to structure your documentation is just up to you, right? It's basically up to you. And that's simply it. Okay, that's simply it. So very, very important. Go online, go on LinkedIn. After you've done the next stage is go on LinkedIn, go on Twitter, go on social media, put what you know, what you have done, put it out there. There's this problem that we all feel, which is the fact that I think I should stop sharing my screen now, which is the fact that um what we know or what we've learned, people have learned it since You know, how do I know? I don't know anything. No, it's something like that. Oh, I'm telling you, it's something like that. The opportunity I had to speak on the Microsoft Author YouTube channel um, was from a project that I did. One small project I can even show you if there's time. I did it in Power BI, and those were my early days in data analysis, right? I did it in Power BI, and I documented it just like I showed you. I mean, the visual was much more interactive. I uploaded it on GitHub and I tagged people, right? On LinkedIn, sorry. I posted, oh, I did this project, blah, blah, blah. I tagged people. I tagged Olanawaju Oniboke, if you guys know him. Then I tagged a professor in US, who is a professor in Microsoft. You know, I did that project while I was in school. I think my final year or my penultimate year, while I was preparing for my finals, right? The professor saw that project that I tagged him about 7 months after I've graduated, right? And that was how it was like, wow, I think this is something that we should put out there on our blog and stuff like that. And voila, you can see me doing that on the Microsoft YouTube channel. So you never say never, right? Don't think that, oh, what you have, oh, this one is very small now. People are doing Python. No, it's not about the tools that you do or the code that you write. It's about the value that you give and your confidence in what you have learned. So visibility takes the major part. It's, in fact, it's like the secret to success in the tech world, right? Because whatever code you know how to write, if you know how to write SQL, you know Excel, there are people that know it much more than you do. So if that is based on what they want to select people, then you probably will not even get any job anywhere. You understand? So visibility and networking is very, very important. This, I'm talking about this because I mean, explaining this GitHub stuff would not make any sense, will not take you anywhere if you don't put it out there, right? Tag people, you know, you can tag me as well, you know, tag people, check my project, what more can I improve on? And with that, you're going to get to the top in no time. All right. Thank you, guys. I think I should drop the mic now. All right. Moderator, are you there? I'm done.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Data Doctor. Can we just please we have learned a lot, so I don't know. Can we just give him back to back? Let me see your emojis, your clapping, your thumbs up, your love. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. We have really learned a lot. Even for me, I've learned a lot today. Thank you so much for that. So I believe we all have questions. So I'll be allowing most of us to ask questions like I promised earlier. I said this is about question and putting it into practice. After this, just go and implement. So please, if you have questions, just raise your hands while I give you the microphone so that you can ask your question from Mr. Binga. So please just raise up your hands. I can see Ali Biosu number one. So have the first person. You can just raise your hand. I'm going to give you the mic. All right, so I'm starting with Alebiosu, so I'll be giving you the microphone now. You can ask your question. All right, you have the microphone now.
Hi, Mr. Gringa. Good evening. All right. So I want to ask, how can we upload our Power BI also on GitHub? Because that's always been bothering my mind. Like the interactive parts, not just the visuals, but like for our future employers, so they'll be able to interact with the dashboard and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a very good question. Yeah, so I wanted to say that it's same thing with the way you upload your Excel, you know, project on GitHub. But now you mentioned the interactivity, which is quite brilliant. You know, before, I mean, everything is based on Microsoft now. Before, everyone can have, you can use your personal mail, you know, to have access to the Power BI service. I mean, which you once you just take the link and share with someone else, you can check the interactivity. But now it's not more like that. You have to have a company email, or a work email or a company email or a student, something like that, or a developer account, or something. So it's quite difficult, to share the interactivity of your dashboards in Power BI with someone else, unless you have a work email that you can use, blah, 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 or a developer email or a developer account. So those are the options. Now, for those of us that don't have all those things, even for me, some of the projects that I uploaded, using Power BI service link, using my own personal email, then, I just realized that it wasn't working anymore before I knew that, okay, things have changed with Power BI. I mean, with Microsoft, So, so what you can do is you can actually upload the exact Power BI file itself, right, on GitHub. So you take the Power BI file itself, you upload it on GitHub. So what actually makes the whole of, because now the question, the truth of the matter is that how many people looking at your GitHub profile or your project would want to go all the way to start looking at your, many recruiters don't have that time to start checking your dashboard one after the other. So what they check actually is your documentation, if it makes sense to them. You understand? That is where you can sell yourself, really. Okay, so everybody understand that if you don't have a link to a Power BI service where they can interact with your dashboard, everybody understand that, okay, that's what's happening with Microsoft right now. So what you can do is you can upload the Power BI file itself on GitHub and make sure you are detailed in your documentation with the snapshot, the important things you did, just put it there, and you'll be fine, right? So if there's any other question that is left in the mind of a recruiter or anyone that wants to collaborate, then they will ask you in the interview. Yeah, so that's my answer.
All right, thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, thank you so much, Alebiosu. Do you have any other person who wants to ask any question? We still have some time. We still have about 12 minutes before the end of the session. Do you have any comments, question? We still have our trainer here. Please kindly raise your hand or you drop your questions in the chat box. So do we still have anyone? Okay, so I will take the no as perfect. We actually understand everything we've done. So once again, let's just appreciate our facilitator for giving us dishing out this knowledge to us this evening. It's not actually easy to bring someone like him. He has actually unfolded so many things for us. And he said something. He said, it is not useful if you will not put what you have learned from here into practice. So I'm pleading with every one of us. We are all, some of us are aspiring analysts, some of us are experienced analysts, some of us are in the middle, and some of us are just getting started. So I'll just advise us, any project you have done, GitHub is a good place for you to put yourself out there, and you connect people on LinkedIn from there. So if we don't have any other questions, I'll say it is right time for us to bring this into close. Right, I can see another hand. That is Alibiosu again. Okay. All right.
Sorry,
Temitope
please,
said
can we get
a
your
notepad is
LinkedIn?
full.
You're welcome.
That's good.
You're welcome, Temitope.
All right, that's good. So, Alibiosu, please, do you have any other question again? Just go on.
Yes, I do. Sorry, Mr. Binga. Please, can we get your LinkedIn and the link, and also for the GitHub too?
Okay, the link to my my LinkedIn profile. I mean, once you know my name, then you know my LinkedIn profile. Just go search Benga Obikoya, and you're gonna see it. GitHub. Okay, so let me just do that now. Share that with you. So I'll share that in the chats now. Okay, there's one. That's my GitHub account. I mean, that's my GitHub profile. What else? My LinkedIn.
Yes,
So
sir.
I'll
Your
just
LinkedIn profile.
share my
Yes, sir.
LinkedIn profile now. So I mean, I'm much more available on LinkedIn than, I don't know, maybe Twitter or something. I'm on Twitter as well, but then LinkedIn is more professional for me. So, and it's useful to my career. So I'm sure you understand what I'm saying. So LinkedIn, that's my LinkedIn there. And yeah, I should share my YouTube link too. So yeah, so I also want to mention that there is GitHub and there is Git. I don't know if I was contemplating if the topic actually covers that part, but I think it's also important that we understand that there is a difference between GitHub and Git. So the names are similar, but from the name GitHub, you know that it's a when you call something a hub, it's a place of collaboration, a place where people come together. I can upload my project just like I shared my link now. You guys can go to my GitHub link and look at all the projects I've posted. Oh, this guy have done Power BI. This guy has done SQL. Let me see how he did it. Or let me check my own too. Then you do your own. You can share your link with me. I'll check it on that same platform, and that's why it's called a hub. And that's the essence of GitHub. GitHub also has what they call version control, because if you upload something today, for example, that works more with codes, not really all these spreadsheets, Excel and the likes, Power BI or something. It works more with code, SQL, Python code, right? If you upload something and maybe SQL now, and you just say select from where to get something in the code, and maybe you uploaded it on your GitHub, you committed, you did your commit and all those things. Then you added some other thing. Maybe you learned more. Now you know how to use group by, order by, having, all those things. Then you added it again. That same code, you updated it. You understand? And you commit it again. So what happens is that GitHub is going to save those versions one after the other. The first one you wrote, select from where alone, it will save it as version 1. The new one that you just uploaded that has group by and all those things, it will save it as version 2, such that you can always go to any of the versions that you've committed on GitHub and you have access to it. You understand? And that's where Git comes in, right? So it's a way, it's a software, right, that you have on your own laptop, you have on your own system that you can use to do what they call version control, right? And quite a lot of things. So I know many people, everybody wants to work in big tech. You need to understand what they call Git if you want to up your game. If you want to live, I mean, from being just a random data analyst, because trust me, many data analysts don't even know what Git is. They don't even know the difference between Git and GitHub. You need to up your game from just uploading your project on GitHub to pushing your project to GitHub, right? So when you push to GitHub and you pull, you do all those things, you understand it, it gives you an edge when you apply to more senior roles, right? Or something that needs much more engineering and all that. So it's quite important, especially if you want to move into data science, we're doing a lot with Python and all those things. It's just important for at least for you to understand that there's a difference between Git and GitHub. I give that explanation. I have a series like that on my YouTube channel as well. Trying to get my channel. So that's what I want to also mention. I think it's important. All right, so that's my YouTube channel. That's my LinkedIn profile. That's my GitHub. What else? My hometown or something. So you guys have everything already. All right. So moderator, I think I've given you guys all my data, and for privacy issues, I will not give you some other ones. I think this is okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Benga. We really appreciate this. And guys, I want you to go to his LinkedIn profile, just follow him back to back, go to his YouTube channel. And of course, there are so many things to learn. And I want to tell you guys that we have received a lot of information, insightful information, which I believe you must take home and work on them, not just on your notepad, but you are going to work on them. So once again, Mr. Benga, we say thank you for coming this evening. We appreciate you on behalf of Mr. Adewale. We want to say thank you, and on behalf of everyone, we are saying thank you so much, and we promise to implement what you have given to us. All right, guys. If we have no more question, I think it is time for us to go home and enjoy the rest of this weekend. So, Mr. Benga, thank you once again. Next time we'll hope to connect with you. And if you have other questions, he has given us his social handle. So please go to his social handles and LinkedIn, his Twitter, his GitHub. You can ask your question. He said it's mostly available on LinkedIn. You can ask any question. And I want you guys to tag about this program to the what you have learned and what you got from this program. Go to LinkedIn and tag him and tag every other moderators as well. My name still remains Kasali Samson. I'm also on LinkedIn. You can tag me as well. Thank you once again, Mr. Benga, and everyone. Thank you. Goodbye and good night. Bye.
All right. Bye.